going to talk about something a little bit more frivolous, especially about a woman who had a socially distanced 40th birthday party, and she spent a whopping £21.5 million for the party, and 20 million of that was spent on her jewel-encrusted dress. Now, she went all out. She had 10 friends who were physically with her at her house, but then she had 20 friends who held mini international parties simultaneously online via Zoom. She also sent out £16,000 hampers of food and drink to different locations. And then, of course, a £3,000 gift bundle to thank the host. Now, this sounds like a hell of a party and I wish I was there, but it made me think, how much is too much to spend on major life events? And do we unfairly put financial pressure on our friends and on our family in order to celebrate our own life choices?
I'm really not one to tell someone how they should be spending their finances, especially not for a big life event. Like, if have lived on this earth for 4 decades and you want to spend $21.5 million is Lebanese currency? Dollar?
It worked out to pounds,
I think it's in US dollars.
£21.5 million on like a dress. And she went in for her friends though. She got her friends' places disinfected before and after the party.
That's the realness right there.
I love that.
The kind of
the
service
goodie
I
bags
need.
had designer items in there. The goodie bags were costing grands. She paid for all the catering, all the alcohol. What I really want to know is how I can get in contact with this woman and be her friend. Because listen, babes, if you're listening, I would love to attend your 50th birthday party.
Honestly,
what do you mean 50th? You mean 41st, Luanda?
No, because I think she's going to go hard for like 40, 50, 60. So like, I'll work my way.
I'm going to take the next birthday. I'll take the next birthday.
I need the next big extravaganza. Like, I need as wild as what they were given. Like let's not even get into the details. But I love that because she paid for everything, and the only thing that her friends had to spend was their time. But in reality, for most of us who aren't millionaires, we have to actually like figure out what we can do with the friends that we have, because you're only as rich as your poorest member, right? Like, if you want to plan something, you have to make sure that everyone can meet the budget, because 9 times out of 10, if you're going on a little trip, everyone's paying their own way. You're like, oh, I'm going to do this for my birthday. But everyone's going to have to, like, I'm not going to pay for your ticket because obviously I can't afford it. But that means that I then need to go to a place that you can afford and that everyone in the friendship group can afford. So I understand how, when you get to that age, I'm not there yet, I don't have any married friends. But when I get to the age of like wedding after wedding after wedding after wedding, it just becomes a bit much because you're going to need to buy like new clothes, and then there's going to be baby showers. And so like, I can understand why people are feeling the strain, and people might feel disrespected if you don't come and celebrate their big life events with them. Because for me, like, if you're invited, you're someone that I care about. You're not just going to be like, I'm not just going to be having numbers. Like, you are someone important to me. And so it would hurt me if you don't turn up. So I get it in both ways, but we just need to have rich friends, guys. It solves all the problems.
I'm the one. Do you?
Okay. I was gonna say, I don't know if I'm here for planning something for the cheapest common denominator. I don't know, man. Like, because at the end of the day,
you poor girls can stay at home. I'm
just saying, how many things am I not gonna do because the group can't? Like for real. Because what about if I want to go for a weekend away and like there's a few people that can't, or I want to go on I was like, guys, let's go on some like round trip to Bali, like let's plan it, and we're always gonna say no and have to go up to York because some people haven't got their P's in order. I don't know if I'm here for that all the time. Sometimes some people have to miss out on things, and sometimes things will be in the budget. So that's where I'm at in this time in my life, isn't it? If you can come, great. If you can't afford it, we'll do something else another time.
You see, I kind of sit in the happy medium with you guys. For me, spend whatever you want on your birthday. I mean, do I think because the dress itself was just like 20 million.
That's insane.
And I thought to myself, that was crazy.
But a cape. It was a cape dress, and when I get to 40, I'm wearing a cape dress. And you guys will see.
Gosh.
Have you watched Friends from College?
No.
Okay, there's a show on
No,
Netflix,
no.
and basically this extravagant woman, she has a cape dress, and she's like, every woman should have a cape dress. Since that moment, and she was 40 years old, since that moment, I was like, when I'm 40, I'm having a cape dress. And then that woman wore one, it was 20 million. I'm here for it, I'm here for it. That's what I needed to say.
Well, I won't be getting a cape dress, but I'm one for like, I like celebrating, especially my birthday. So I always like to go like big. It's just birthdays mean a lot to me.
Me too.
But I will say, many years ago, maybe my aspirations for my big birthdays really did come to the cost of my friends, because it would be like, oh, I'm doing X, Y, Z, and B. You all need money for this, and you all need to come to every single moment. And, you know, as I got older, I realized it wasn't fair, because obviously everyone has their own kind of, you know, economics going on. And so I usually do more than one thing for my birthday. So I allow people the option to choose, kind of like choose what's to your budget. But what I also do is, if I'm doing, for example, two or three things for my birthday, I'll pay for 2 out of the 3. So if it's like, okay, we're going on a night out, I'm gonna buy a table at the club, everyone gets free entry, I'm gonna get drinks as well, so you can come in, you can enjoy yourself. If we're going to brunch, I may buy all your drinks, but you know, you pay for your meal, things like that. So I kind of sit in the medium. But when it comes to like, I'm like Sophie, I do not plan to the person who has the lowest money. Otherwise, my dreams and my vision will not take place. And this is why you have to have different groups of friends. Because you do, honestly, you do what this friendship group can afford. You do what that friendship group can afford. But sometimes when I want to go out and I'm like, okay, it's the end of the month, I want to go out, but I know this person gets paid on the 15th instead of the 24th, so they don't have the money. Let me call the person who gets paid on the 30th, so I know that they may have some more coins. Do you want to go to eat? Okay, yes, we're going. So I kind of choose who has the money and where we're going.
That is jokes. I feel like the average, like, it can still work out to a good time, because for me, like, I've still been able to do everything that I wanted to do for my birthdays, because like I'm like you, like I love birthdays, like they're important to me. It's like a celebration of life, you know, reflection, all of that stuff. That's why I'm not mad at that lady who turned 40. Like, that's a big deal, you know what I mean? But so
Naughty 40.
Oh God, is that
naughty 40? Have you not heard of that?
I've heard dirty
you're dirty
30.
30 and you're
Dirty
naughty
30,
40s.
Naughty 40. I feel like I don't want to be naughty at 40. I want to be sensible.
Really? I thought you wanted to be wild forever, Luanda. I thought you were just...
Who am I kidding? No, I always feel like the person I am now, I'm going to be like forever just like different, I don't know, say different versions of the same person, if that makes sense. Just like levels up, like, because I just feel I was gonna say that the difference between like the poorest member of my friendship group and the richest member of my friendship group isn't big. And then I thought about their income, and it actually is. No, it's a gap. It's a gap. But we've been able to figure everything out. And I feel like the most important thing is that like we're all doing something together, because it doesn't really feel right when we like drop people off.
Separate,
like I'd rather do the thing that you said, Anissa, like just move to a different friendship group instead of having one and 4 of us are missing. Like,
or you can pay for the person who doesn't have the money. You just pay for them,
I was going to say, when I do things and I've gone to places that have been expensive or things that are expensive, what I'll always do is I'll put money down, but I don't tell anybody. So if we've gone somewhere and we've gone away, I will tell people, oh, it's £100 per person, but it might actually work out to like 150, and I'll just pay the difference, because I don't need my friends to know that I'm paying the extra so that they feel bad or they feel indebted. And if I have the money to pay for it, then I will, and then everyone can come. So that's how I would find a workaround. But I'm saying, as you get older, if you have the privilege of having your income increase as you get older, you're going to realize there's not going to be every time you're going to be able to say, well, it's always going to be a Nando's and chill. When you're like, actually, no, I want to go somewhere a bit nicer. So if you can't afford it, that's cool. But, you know, maybe we can do something else for the get together. And to be fair, I've always found the people that are closest to me are always willing to put up the money. But that's the exactly same way I would with them.
But that's exactly what the topic is about, though. Like, then everyone feels like all the people closest to you having all these life events, and you just taking the L. It's actually becoming like quite financially costing.
Draining. I guess for me, I just try and make things as cheap as possible. Like when I got married, like weddings themselves are expensive, so people can spend, like, I agree that people should spend what they want to on their events, but I feel like sometimes 20 million for me, I'm just like, it's a bit ludicrous. Like you could have
It
found
sounds
a
like us 'cause
dress.
We're not millionaires.
Well, it's true. And do you know what?
A dress that's like £200 for us, and we're like, oh,
Do you know what?
A dress that's £200 because
Like
you're
completely
Yes
right.
and
And the thing
no.
is, we don't know if she actually kept the diamonds or if the diamonds were on loan. Like the diamonds could have been on loan, sewn onto the dress, and then taken out afterwards, and then returned to the shop. Because obviously, you're going to be able to rent jewelry, and that's what a lot of people do for big events. So we don't know what her background is, but I think I've lost my train of thought.
I'm so sorry.
When you came in, it just... No, so I was saying for my wedding, like I can understand how things can get expensive, and like you can try and, like I said, try and keep things down. Like, but I got married in Devon, because both myself
by the sea.
Not by the sea, just at this kind of rural kind of manor house type thing. It was like owned by like the Queen's cousin or something.
Okay.
Look. So, but it was because like me and my husband both lived in different cities, so we were like, people are gonna travel wherever. Because all of my people are going to come from the south, his are going to come from the north. So why don't we just find somewhere that we really want to get married, and then everybody can just travel to there. But when you do things like that, you have to understand that some people are not going to commit. Some people aren't going to come. And you just have to be okay with that. But I don't like when people spend big money on events and it's only for the gram. Like they have this big wedding so they can front on the gram. Or I read in this article.
I don't mind if I get invited.
Well, this is the thing. P. Diddy spent like 30 million, and Al Green did a personal serenade. I'm there all day. 100%.
You see what I mean? Like,
to enjoy it.
I can attend.
But I think for me, it's for people who will do these things. Like I was reading the Jewish Journal, and it's talking about bar mitzvahs, and they were like, they're getting Academy Award documentary makers to do a video of their child's birthday and then of their bar mitzvah, and then they're getting celebrities to come like Nicki Minaj or DJ Khaled, and they're saying it's to the point where this guy was saying he was there to chaperone the kids, and he was like, the kids weren't even dancing, they were just trying to take pictures with DJ Khaled, and then all the chaperones were dancing because for the parents it's about trying to show who has the best bar mitzvah. Like you want to show that you have the most money and prestige, and when it becomes to things like that, the event itself just loses any meaning. So it has to keep the meaning of it, and money isn't going to make an event good. I've been to weddings where they put big money in and they were dead.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think money isn't a solver of everything. I think, of course, it can facilitate some very nice aesthetics and etc., etc., etc. However, if the crowd and the people that you love and all those kind of people who are genuinely there to celebrate you are not there, or you just have all these random extra people, I think it just kind of dilutes the whole celebration. That's why I always like to just keep it with people that I know like love me at my core versus just like, girl, I'm having this, I'm having that for numbers. Like
for sure. This is
already my style.
This is literally what I was saying about like, you're not going to just be here to like fill the room. If you don't mean something to me, then I'm not gonna text you, you know.
I did something.
I'm not into these extra people at the wedding. Sometimes you'll be at people's wedding and they're like, I don't know so and so. I'm thinking, so why is this person at your wedding?
Because mummy or daddy said that they need to come. That's why.
My parents could never.